Good evening and welcome to The Big Bang. I'm Nolan Pinto. Now, in light of the rising crime rate in the city and the state, several pro-Kannada organizations have called for a Bandh tomorrow. But who is participating and who is not? What are the safety measures which have been taken in the state capital? Here's a report.
The increasing number of rapes, assaults and molestation cases in Bengaluru has left many aggrieved. Numerous organizations and groups were seen on the streets raising their voices against increasing atrocities against women. 68 pro-Kannada organizations have also joined and called for a bandh in Bengaluru tomorrow. Is it safe to step outside tomorrow? Will there be violence on the streets? These are just a few questions on everyone's mind. But not much is expected to happen as many have refused to take part in the bandh. Public transport will function as usual. KSRTC, BMTC, Auto Drivers Organisation and cab drivers have refused to participate in the bandh. The government was expected to extend their support, but government schools and colleges will remain open. Banks, hospitals, pharmacies and ambulance services are expected to function as well. Milk supply too will be unaffected. The Karnataka Film Chamber of Commerce too will not participate in the bandh. A decision on private schools not under KUSMA joining the bandh will be taken by the individual school management. This is depending on the situation in the areas where the schools are located.
80% of the children, they are coming from the bus transport. So anything happen in the tomorrow bandh time, anything happen, that is very difficult to control the children purpose. So because of that, our committees take a decision. Whichever the schools, bandh is there, they will take a decision, their own, to take the holiday, give the holidays.
Schools under Karnataka Unaided Schools Management Association, Hindustan Aeronauticals Limited, malls, Bengaluru International School, MES Kishore Kendra, Vidyavardhaka Sangha High School, Royal Concord International School, Venkateshwara International Educational Society have come in support of the bandh.
Other than a handful of schools and colleges, the rest will remain open tomorrow. While HAL has given in to the bandh, they will be working on Sunday to compensate for the work. Senior police officials including City Commissioner M.N. Reddy and Additional Commissioner Alok Kumar, besides ADGP Kishore Chandra, have been appraised by the government on the need to ensure that the common man is not put to any hardship. Home Minister K.J. George has instructed the police to maintain tight vigil and ensure that the bandh passes off peacefully and public property is not damaged. Protesters who indulge in violence will be arrested and booked under the Gunda Act. The city police have sought the help of Central Reserve Police Force to control any untoward incidents of violence tomorrow.
We have taken all the necessary preparatory measures in terms of mobilizing maximum amount of force, both the civil force as well as the armed force from the city police, as also the home guards. Probably nearly 1,000 home guards should be on duty tomorrow. Apart from that, we are also getting 2 companies of Central Reserve forces. We have alerted our intelligence units to collect information on any potential problems that may be created. We expect that we will be able to handle the bandh the day tomorrow fairly well.
This is the Police Commissioner's office and the officers are getting ready for tomorrow's Bengaluru bandh. Here, the police have made special arrangements to deploy home guards and other specialized units across the city. Let's remember that at yesterday's Eid celebrations, many of these units were used. So therefore, these units are again going to be deployed for the purpose of the bandobast arrangements across the city tomorrow. So you see the home guards and other units this is what they call the routine roll call, and they're calling their names, and the officers taking stock of how many men they have. Of course, a large number of women also are being deployed. About 1,000 persons who are in the home guards are going to be deployed for this in preparation for tomorrow's Bengaluru bandh. How effective will it be is the big question. With camera person Murthy, this is Bansi for News 9.
Now, the Vibgyor rape incident has sent shockwaves across not only the state but also the country. But now that the real accused are behind bars, police officials have unearthed some sensational facts. While no one can rule out the heinous nature of the crime, with this latest development, one is forced to think, are the parents too at fault? Here's a report.
Just yesterday, the arrest of the two main accused in the Vibgyor rape case has brought in a huge sigh of relief for the victims' parents and the society at large. But interrogation of Lalgiri and Wasim Pasha has brought out some shocking details. Along with their confession of the crime, emerged the astonishing motive behind the rape. We wanted to teach her a lesson. Yes, you heard that right. The accused in the rape case have gone on to claim that their motive for committing such a heinous crime was to teach the 6-year-old special needs child a lesson. But why would two gym instructors stoop to such lows? Well, here is the real story. She would spit at people. She would call people. Yes, Wasim and Lalgiri have confessed that it is the victim's brash and don't care attitude in school that prompted them to take the shameful decision of raping her. As per the accused accounts, the girl was extremely naughty and wouldn't listen to anyone, including her teachers. She would even use abusive words at teachers and students and would walk out of classes if anyone questioned her behavior. Many children had also complained that the 6-year-old would poke them with pencils. When the child exhibited the same behavior to Wasim and Lalgiri, they were enraged. They decided to teach her a lesson. They decided to rape her. On the fateful day of July 2nd, Wasim and Lalgiri were taking gym class for the class to which the 6-year-old belonged. After an hour of class, the two instructors promptly escorted the students back to their classrooms, except for the victim. The victim was detained by Wasim and Lalgiri. They then raped her. The CCTV has even captured the two men escorting the child back to her class after committing the heinous crime. This footage is what tipped off the police about the real rapists. While no amount of reasoning can justify the shocking crime committed by the two men, one is forced to think, how did the 6-year-old learn such abusive words? Should the parents be blamed for putting their child in a situation where she offended such sick-minded men? With the deteriorating social fabric, are parents ignoring crucial issues like their child's behavior? And does such behavior from children put them at risk? Kiran for News9, Bengaluru.
Now, the Vibgyor incident has highlighted the loopholes in the management and security in schools in the city. Following the hue and cry over the lack of safety of the children, the police department, education department and the RTO has issued several guidelines to all private schools in the city. The schools have complained, stating that it is confusing when they get instructions from different departments with lack of coordination. They have even called some of it unscientific, adding that incidents of molestation and rape might occur anywhere, and the government should first implement the guidelines in government schools and colleges before directing them on the same.
Overall, the guidelines which have been issued from one guidelines from the police department, one guidelines from the education department, one guidelines from the RTO, it is really a very hardship for the managements to maintain with those norms, and we are requesting the education department as well as the police commissioner so that look into these affairs, call us on behalf of all these developments and take our concerns so that we can give you the suggestions and our regrets so that you can reframe the guidelines and see that which suits all class of schools, because there are allied schools, there are budget schools. We'll have to see that every school reaches with these issues. So this is what one big issue at the present. And second thing is most of these departments, they are harassing in the form of guidelines, and which is not acceptable wholly. And always the parents, and there is nothing, no point is being mentioned towards the parents, how they are supposed to maintain with these particular norms, behavioral or abusing the teachers or harassing the teacher, trespassing the premises. All these things have not been covered. So we are giving a clear request to all the departments, Education Minister, Chief Minister and Home Department to look into this matter and reconsider with all the norms.
Now, the private schools organisation has stated that installing CCTV surveillance cameras, hiring extra female staff in the school premises and buses, and also GPS tracking systems in every one of their school vans will cost a lot of money. Schools will now face a financial crunch and parents will have to eventually share their burden. In this regard, they might also have to increase the school fees by about 20%. The private schools organisation has now stated that they will not be implementing any of the guidelines unless they discuss it with the Education Department. Well, looks like education and security of the children both come at a price. Well, in another rape shocker in the city, a government servant has been accused of exploiting a woman in return of work to be done at the government office. The 40-year-old woman had to put up with numerous advances made by the lecherous man before she, along with many other victims, decided to trap him. The accused has been identified as Lakkana Nayaka, who allegedly trapped women by promising them loans. He has reportedly molested and also tried to rape many others. Now, this is when they decided to put an end to it and laid a trap for him. His attempts to take advantage of another woman were caught on cam. He has now been arrested by the Rajgopal Nagar police. Lakkana is an assistant superintendent at the Vishweshwaraya Industrial Trade Centre. He lives with his 2 wives and children.
ಆಗಲೇ 4 ತಿಂಗಳಿಂದ ಅವನು ತುಂಬಾ ಟಾರ್ಚರ್ ಕೊಡೋಣ ಎಮ್ಮನ್ಗೆ ಅನ್ನೋರ್ಗೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಟಾರ್ಚರ್ ಕೊಡೋದು ನಾನು ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೆ. ಸುಮಾರು ದಿವಸದಿಂದ ನೋಡಿ ಇವತ್ತು ಏನಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಅಂತ ಕರೆಸ್ತೆ ಅವನ್ನ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಟಾರ್ಚರ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟ. ಬೆಳಗ್ಗೆನೂ ಕೂಡ ಫೋನ್ ಮಾಡಿದೆ. 1:30ಗೆ ಅವಳನ್ನ ನಮ್ಮ ಮನೆಗೆ ಕರೆಸಿ ತಿರುಗಿ ಇವನು 3 ಗಂಟೆಗೆ ಬಂದ. 3 ಗಂಟೆಗೆ ಬಂದಾಗ ನಾನೇನು ಮಾಡಿದೆ, ನಾನು ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ, ಆಸ್ಪತ್ರೆಗೆ ಹೋಗಿದ್ದೆ. ಆಸ್ಪತ್ರೆಯಿಂದ ಬರೋದ್ರೊಳಗೆ ಇವರಿಬ್ರು ಒಳಗಡೆ ಲಾಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟವನೆ, ಒಳಗಡೆ ಕೂಡ ಹಾಕೊಂಡು. ನಾನು ಬರೋದ್ರೊಳಗೆ ಲಾಕ್ ಆಗಿತ್ತು. ನಮ್ಮ ಹುಡುಗಿ ಎಲ್ಲೋಗಿದ್ಯಮ್ಮ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ನಾನು ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಹಾಲ್ ತರಕ್ಕೆ ಬಂದಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಆಯ್ತು ಒಳಗಡೆ ಅಂತ. ಸರಿ ಅಂತ ಏನು ಅಂತ ನಿಂತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಈಚೆ ಮಾತಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಒಳಗೆ ಹೋಗೋದ್ರೊಳಗೆ ಹುಡುಗಿ ಕಿರ್ಚ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಲು. ಅವಳು ಏನು ಕಿರ್ಚ್ಕೊತಾವಳಲ್ಲ ಒಳಗಡೆ ನೋಡೋಣ ಅಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಒಳಗಡೆ ಹೋಗ್ತೀನಿ. ಆಗ್ರಾಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಿತ್ತಾಕ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಮೈಯಾದ ಮೈಯೆಲ್ಲ ಅಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಅಧ್ವಾನ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೆ. ಆವಾಗ ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದೆ, ನಾನು ಇಮಿಡಿಯೇಟ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಫೋನ್ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಟ್ಟು ಹೊಯ್ಸಳ ಕರೆಸಿ ಎತ್ತಾಕ್ ಕಳಿಸಿದೆ.
Well, Bengaluru is fast losing the tag of IT capital and is gaining that of the rape capital of the nation. Here's another incident that has left Bengaluru shamed.
A girl of about 7 years of age who was in her aya's house at that point in time is alleged to have been raped by the aya's son, who is 28-year-old.
Even as Bengaluru is slowly coming to terms with the horrifying Vibgurhai rape, another shocker has hit the city. A 7-year-old has been allegedly raped by a school staff's 28-year-old son. The victim, a student of Shanti Dama School, was allegedly raped at the school staffer's house.
I'm right now standing outside the school where the accused mother, that's Lakshmama, that is Srinivas's mother. Now she works here as an ayah. Now this is the Shanti Dama school. Now this is an aided school. Now there are 3 branches. One is very close to the place where we are standing. Now the incident which occurred, now that the accused mother, Srinivas's mother, works in this particular school. Akshita, this is an aided school as per the information that I've received just speaking to a few people here. Now the victim as well studies in the same school. She is in class 2 in this particular school. Now we spoke to the teacher. The Jagadamba was one of the teachers who clarified that this incident by no means has occurred anywhere in and around the school or in school. She has clarified this to us. Now she has said that this school makes sure that all the kids after the school's over at about 3:30 or 4 o'clock make sure that the teachers or the ayahs appointed drop them off. Now this particular lady, Lakshmama, is not in charge of the cleaning or taking care of the children here. She used to come here to school to actually serve food to the kids in the afternoon. So that was her role in school. Now she, the teachers claim that once the students are dropped off, they're made to cross the road because it's quite a busy street here. They're made to cross the road. Once they cross the road, then the parents or somebody in charge takes care of them.
School management has clarified that the incident didn't occur on the school premises or anywhere near the campus.
ನಾವು ಮಕ್ಕಳನ್ನ ಸೇಫ್ ಆಗಿ 3:15 ಬೆಲ್ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ನಾವು 3:45 ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಹೋಗೋವರೆಗೂ ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ರೋಡ್ ದಾಟಿಸಿ ಕಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೀವಿ ಸರ್. ಯಾವುದೇ ಇದು ಟಾಯ್ಲೆಟಿಗೂ ಸಹ ನಾವು ಮಕ್ಕಳನ್ನ ಹೆಣ್ಮಕ್ಳನ್ನ ನಾವೇ ನಿಂತು ಟಾಯ್ಲೆಟ್ಗೆ ಕಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೀವಿ. ಇದು ಶಾಲೆನಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತೇ ಇಲ್ಲ, ವಿಷಯನೇ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಸರ್. ಇದು ಬೆಳಿಗ್ಗೆ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಟೀಚರ್ ಹತ್ರ ಬಂದು ಹೇಳಿದಾರಂತೆ, ಅದು ಬಿಟ್ಟು ನನ್ನ ಗಮನಕ್ಕೆ ಇನ್ನೂ ಏನೂ ಬಂದಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಇದು ಟಿವಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಅನೌನ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿದ್ಮೇಲೆ ನನಗೆ ವಿಷಯ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಿದೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ.
The incident is said to have occurred after school hours on the 27th of July. The victim went to the staff's house after school, where she usually waits for her mother to pick her up. The accused committed the heinous crime when there was no one at home.
All senior officers, including me, we have visited the spot and spoken to the victim child. She is of 7 years of age and she is studying in 2nd standard. Her mother is working in a garment factory and she has appointed one ayah for taking her and dropping her at home. But normally the mother of the child, she comes around 4 o'clock. So for 1 hour she stays in Aya's house. So that on that unfortunate day when she was at Aya's place, the son of that ayah, he has committed this act. And we have immediately arrested that person and now we'll take him to police custody and interrogate him. So if there is any other offence, we'll see. And right now the case has been registered under 376 and POCSO Act section 3, 4 and 9.
Bengaluru cops have arrested the accused. Unlike Vibgyor, the school doesn't have a role to play in the incident, but it is indeed shameful that such incidents are on the rise in the IT capital of the country. Will the cops take action or botch up the case like they did in the case of Vibgyor? Deepak Bopana for News 9.